in the lockdown
Yeah.
that we had records being made
Yes.
for high value art.
Absolutely.
You know,
That's
the most
thing.
expensive artwork of the most expensive Indian painting to be ever sold happened in this lockdown, in
Yes.
auction.
Yes.
The second most expensive painting to be ever sold also in this auction.
Which I think was the Raza, wasn't it?
No, it was a Gaitonde. I think to be an art professional is difficult. To say that you are an art professional, it is born out of a passion, whatever category it may be in, like be it a practicing visual artist or a musician,
Sure.
or all of us who are involved in the arts, in producing arts, in the sense of producing events, art-related events. Like I run an art gallery, but at some level, I also feel that I'm also part of the whole system,
Sure.
and it has to be born out of a passion, because just people look at the glamour of it, but there's just so much more that goes into it, and
Sure.
we as professionals in the category have gone through all of that and realized there's so much like work and what do you call that, grit and all
Sure.
of those good things.
But considering that, as you said, art is the cool thing to talk about, is the cool thing to be associated with, but people forget that there's a lot of grind that that has to be
yeah.
indulged in. So how have you, and you've been in it for the long haul, how have you seen the scenario change from when you started? First of all, of course, when did you start, and then how have you seen that change?
When did I? So it's been a while since I started. I want to say at least, oh wow, it's been almost 15 years. So it's been a really, it makes me feel really old also suddenly. There's a realization of age. But
Fine wine, I'm sure.
Inshallah. But so there's been a tremendous change in the way the arts have been perceived, and especially where I'm coming from. So I started into the whole visual arts when there was the economic scenario was a little different. India was going through that initial phase, that boom and all of that. And my first few projects in the visual arts were around around development work. Actually, it was something different I was trying. We did a 3-year-long engagement with inmates of the Tihar jail, where we did some fantastic art with them.
Sure.
The idea being reformation and rehabilitation of the inmates. But because of my friends and all in the arts, we landed up getting some artists to visit the jail with us, which resulted in us mounting an exhibition,
Right.
which was which was like the first of its type back then,
Sure.
where we had works by inmate artists and contemporary artists both in the same space, and that landed up being a very successful fundraiser for the Tihar Jail Welfare Fund.
Sure. And of course, especially nowadays, anything that's related to art also has become a bit of a statement as well, be it political, be it social. So the responsibility of art in that way has taken on a new dimension. Would you agree?
So art has always had that responsibility, and it's always carried that responsibility. In fact, coincidentally, today I was talking about some of the works that got made by a lot of our indigenous artists during the whole Corona lockdown.
Sure.
And how they portray that. There is a lot of anguish and fear and things that you see in the artworks.
Right.
But at the same time, there's also another dimension to it, a dimension of hope. But that has been the role of the arts. They've been a catharsis, so to say, especially during difficult times.
Sure.
And one did not address that or realize that or recognize that as much as we did in the last year, where each one of us individually felt that it was the arts which kept us afloat, and it was the arts which kept us going. And be it radio podcasts, be it programs on TV, television, on radio, reading, literature.
Sure.
All of a sudden I remember I got so many phone calls from friends about where could they buy art material.
Right.
Just because there was this innate need to kind of express themselves, and they thought it was what better way than painting,
Sure,
trying painting,
sure.
things like that. And porn.
Yeah.
That is also art. That's another art form.
But talking of porn, there's also financial porn that's a little more associated with art nowadays. I mean, coming back to that whole thing about art as a statement. Particularly visual art, I think there's been a bit of a skew there, as you said. On the one hand, there's traditional artists who are literally having to fight for every morsel. On the other hand, of course, in the international markets, a Raza will sell for millions, and a Bindu will become financial as well.
So it's very interesting that you bring this up, because it was in the lockdown that we had records being made for high value art.
Absolutely.
The most expensive artwork of the most expensive Indian painting to be ever sold happened in this lockdown, in auction. The second most expensive painting to be ever sold, also in this auction.
Which I think was the Raza, wasn't it?
No, it was a Gaitonde.
It was a Gaitonde.
And what's very interesting is that it was not just the case for Indian art, but auction records have been made the world over in different genres, right? From European art to classical to contemporary, post-war art.
Sure.
There have been records made in all genres of art during this lockdown, which really perplexes us. And makes us think as to how it happened, but it did happen.
If you've enjoyed this podcast, subscribe to our channel now. We have a new episode out every Friday.